Hello, my name's Mike and welcome to another video from Mida Travel. Today I'm going to be bringing you some quick fire tips about sailing with Marella. Now, pre-cruise tips are quite important because you need the preparation. Now, if you've got any valuable tips to pass on, then please put them in the comments below because it's great to share and learn from other people as well. Also, if you haven't subscribed, please consider subscribing. It helps a small channel like ourselves. Also, hit the like button if you enjoy the content and the bell for notification of any future videos we release. So let's get on with the tips and hope that you find some of these useful.
Right, let's get started with pre-cruise tips. First of all, 3 years ago when we tried to book our first Marella cruise, we had problems booking online. So we went into our local TUI store and boy was it a revelation. The staff in there was so friendly. And the good thing with going in the store, the likelihood is that they will have so much knowledge about the ship or the cruise that you're trying to book because someone there would have been on it. So they were great answering any questions. They sat us down, gave us a lovely cup of coffee, and we were even able to get the prices a little bit cheaper than they were on the internet. Also, in this day and age, when it's so difficult to find somebody to actually talk to and not a robot, it's great when things go wrong that you can just nip in the store and the staff are so happy to try and help you sort things out. We hadn't got a printer and they will even helped us print in our luggage and boarding passes out. So brilliant, definitely good tip. If you have a TUI store, consider going in. Before you confirm your seats on the plane, make sure you head over to Seatguru.com. Seatguru.com is brilliant for showing you the seating plans on all aircrafts. As you get to the opening page, put TUI Airways in. It will give you a list of their planes. The long haul flights are usually 787 brackets 8 and 787 brackets 9. Now, there are a number of seats in yellow, which mean that they have a warning, and there are a number of seats in red, which mean they are bad seats. And the two that I'm particularly going to pick up on are rows 37 window seats on both sides. There is no window, and it's a bit naughty that TUI don't tell you this. There's also one seat in premium, which I think has no window. So it is quite important to check. We did actually sit in two chairs which are shown as bad seats right at the very back of the plane in row 39, and we absolutely love those seats. We had no problems with them at all and we would book them again. But it does give you an indication, and certainly those window seats are a big no-no. Try to avoid.
One of the tips for flights: if you receive notification that your airline has changed or your flight has changed, then make sure that you haven't lost your pre-booked seats. This happened to us. Our airplane was changed and they didn't sort of automatically allocate us similar seats over to the new plane. We just lost them. They disappeared. So be very careful if this happens. Check that your seats are still there. Just because they're grayed out doesn't mean that they're yours. Make sure that you have those seat numbers in some sort of written form. Moving on, cruise planner. Do not think that waiting until you get on board the ship, you are going to be able to book everything that you want. Excursions sell out quickly online way before the cruise. So make sure, if you don't want to miss out on anything, that you pre-book things on the cruise planner. And this would also apply to the exchange. Now, the exchange is to be found under specialty dining, which is a bit strange considering there's no food. But if you do want to go to the exchange, then it is in specialty dining. And that, because of the limited number of spaces available, you will need to book before, well before you go on the cruise.
Just to save any confusion, the exchange, of course, is open to anybody and does not need to be booked on non-show nights.
In addition to excursions, then you could also consider local companies. The Caribbean has been accepting tourists and cruise ship passengers for many years and have got the whole thing down to a fine art. So when you get off at any port, you will have people there trying to sell you excursions to basically wherever you want to go. Now, if you book online, then do bear in mind that it's wise to look for someone that offers you a cancellation at least 24 hours before, because obviously cruise itineraries can and do often change. I'm going to show you 4 items that we think are essential must takes for that cruise. The first, these giant pegs. Now, when we first sailed with Marella, these were on loads of chairs, so obviously a lot of people were in the know. But if you're a first time cruiser, you might not even think or have these cross your mind. But up on the top decks of the ship, it can be really windy, and these are great for holding your towel in place. And we certainly used them on the last cruise, and we would not now be without them. They cost about £4 for a pack of 4, and they come in all shapes, sizes, and you can even get flamingos, dolphins. Great fun. Item 2, the good old thermal flask. Now, this one's in a sleeve, which you can buy online. Really good, because it means I can hang it onto my bag and it doesn't have to take up room in the bag. If I take that out, on Marella, there are water stations on the cabin lifts, and you can fill up with cold water there with these, and they're brilliant because that will keep me going all night. So I fill it up at night, have it by my bed. Obviously, if we're going off the ship, I will fill it up and take that with me on my day out. Now, the reason that it's so important is that even if you are on premium, if you are going off the ship, you will have to pay for the little bottles of water. You may get water delivered to your cabin at night, but it's a bit pointless because we found that it was just too much. And on the Discovery 2, it was a problem because there was no fridge, so you couldn't make it cold. And although there is a fridge on the Voyager, why do you need the water when you can just take a flask and it's there on tap? Item number 3. I love these. It's a microfiber towel, beach towel. It packs up really small and it is quite a big towel. It dries easy. All you have to do is hold it, let it flap, and it's dry within seconds. And it cleans. It dries really well and really quickly. And obviously, it folds up so much smaller than it would a normal beach towel. Also on Marella, although you get 2 beach towels in your cabin, there is a fine if you don't return them at the end of the cruise. And they are meant to be for use on board, not taking them off, although many people take them off. But these, we got this one from Decathlon. If I just open it up, Dave's got a lovely bright yellow one, but you can get all sorts of designs. But these are available online. You'll find them quite easily. And you can't really get to see how big it is, but it certainly wraps all the way around me without a problem. And as I say, I absolutely love it. Final item, extension lead. Now, I think that the cruise companies don't particularly like you taking these on, but I think everybody does. I think it's probably better to have one that hasn't got surge protection. But anyway, I got this one. It's got 3 plugs and it's also got 2 USB and a USB-C. And this was a godsend for me. I have to have medical equipment at night, and there is a major problem on Voyager. You have one plug, or we had one plug. The second plug was taken up with a plug that you couldn't remove that had 2 USB ports in it. So there was, I think, 2 more where the lamps are plugged in, but they were very difficult to get to, and a little bit awkward. So for us, this was an absolute necessity. The extra length also enabled me to have my medical equipment, no problem at all. So definitely consider an extension lead. Great way of doing research before your cruise, and I certainly love to go and explore and find out as much about the cruises and the places that we're going as possible. So firstly, definitely there are some great YouTube vloggers who have got some really good cruise videos out of Marella, and they're certainly worth looking at. But also, I never thought that Facebook would, I never gave Facebook a thought, but Facebook has got some amazing groups regarding to Marella. I'm going to give a shout out to a group called Marella Voyager. Paradise Islands and a taste of the tropics. They have been great supporters of our channel, so a big shout out to them. This is your opportunity to go on there, post questions to people that are going or have already been. And so there's lots of great information to be add on those sites. Just a little word on the Navigate app. First time I was going to cruise with Marella, I spent ages trying to find and download the app. There isn't one. You can't get it before you get on the cruise ship. So don't look, don't worry about it. The minute you're on the cruise ship, it'll all become apparent and easy to find. A big question that you might be asking yourself is, should I pay for premium drinks package? Well, we have done both. Our first cruise with Marella, we went premium, mainly because we thought we'd love all the extra cocktails and also because I'm a big coffee drinker. But having done it premium, we decided you really don't need to. Bearing in mind that if one person in the cabin has premium, everybody in that cabin has to have premium. So it can work out quite costly, although I do understand from the cruise company's point of view that this system had been abused in the past, so they've got no alternative. But for us, if we went on a 2-week cruise, we would be looking at about £360 for the two of us, for us both to have premium. Now, we personally, as I say, think that the drinks on offer on the all-inclusive are absolutely brilliant. There's brands on there that we liked. So we didn't this time, for the second cruise, see the point in having premium. And I have to say, having done the cruise, we certainly didn't miss it. So yes, I still think the premium offers brilliant value for money. The drinks and brands that are on there, some people will only drink those and love those. So you need to work out, look at our video on the drinks package, and hopefully that will help you decide whether it's for you. Not one of my favorite topics, but let's talk travel insurance. Now, travel insurance is absolutely crucial when you are on a cruise ship. And certainly you need to make sure that whatever insurance you go for, that you have cruise cover. Now, I am starting to get priced out because of my growing list of medical conditions, and I'm finding it harder and harder and harder to find good, cheaper travel insurance. Well, I just want to pass on my knowledge of one company. They have basically enabled me to continue cruising. I'm not quite outpriced the market, but it's getting there. Paying too much, I can't recommend enough. They were half the price that any other insurance company was offering me. So thank you to paying too much. And certainly if you've got medical conditions, it may well be worth checking them out. Again, if you've got any recommendations, put them in the comments below, because I'm sure people, it's a big, big subject for people finding the right travel insurance and finding competitive travel insurance. So let's talk internet. First time I sailed with Marella on Discovery 2, I was stung badly with the internet. I took out the highest package. I think I paid about £90, and it was gone within half a day. Now, I found that quite shocking, particularly as I'd done all the precautions I needed to do to make sure that it didn't drain. And so I went to the reception desk to complain the next morning, and I don't know whether I was just unlucky and there was some sort of problem on the ship, because a lot of other people were there complaining about the same thing, and I did get a full refund. So maybe I was just unlucky, but it has sort of scarred me from wanting to use their internet in any way again. So what are the alternatives? One of the alternatives is to look at eSIMs. Now, I don't know a lot about eSIM cards, but our friends who came with us on the last cruise used an eSIM card, and they said how good it was. It's a fraction of the price that you would pay for internet on Marella. The only slight downside is that when you are well into the sea, you won't get the signal. But if they did say that if you were sailing near land, or obviously if you're on the island, then you get really good reception. So definitely worth thinking about. Right, let's talk currency. Currency is really difficult. I tried to work out what I thought we would spend on each of the islands, and it's not easy to do because you never know whether you're going to take enough. I certainly didn't want to be left with loads of US dollars at the end. So just to bear in mind that most Caribbean islands do take US dollars. Guadeloupe takes euros, although I think they do accept US dollars, but euros you will get far more for your money. Don't use ATMs on any of the islands. You will get the local currency, which you will then have a nightmare trying to change back. Beware on the ship. I have read, although I haven't had the experience, but I have read that they do not accept credit cards for payment of US dollars for currency. So it may well be that you will be better off taking English cash as well to change on board to dollars. The only other thing I would say is cards are widely accepted everywhere. We didn't have any problem at all paying by cards. We took, I think, 60 euros for Guadeloupe, and we didn't spend any there. We just used the card. And dollars, I think we took allowed about $30 to $40 for every island we went to. And that was sufficient for us. Medication, I will just say when it comes to medication, that take some basic tablets with you, like ibuprofen, paracetamol, seasickness tablets, Diacalm, things like that, because if you need to go to the medical room on board the cruise, you will pay a fortune. We heard of somebody paying £100 just for a few seasickness tablets. So it's always worth taking a few of the basics so you don't get caught out. If you are going to board your cruise in Barbados, you will need to complete the Barbados Immigration form. This will be made available to you 72 hours before your cruise. We were given the link and informed by Marella when we were able to do that. But also, wherever you're going, make sure that you have any visas or immigration forms that you need to be completed in advance. So I'd like to thank you for watching this video. I'm glad you stuck with it. I hope you found something useful in it. And as I say, please share if you've got anything that you think other people would find really helpful or useful. Please share them, you know where, in the comments below. And thanks again for watching. Hope you'll come back. We are going to do a part 2 on this, which will be quickfire tips for being on the ship itself. Okay, thanks everyone, and take care. And please don't forget, give us a subscribe, a like, and hit that bell. Bye.